I did it. After 9 months. After painstakingly crafting this with all my spare time, it's done. I've ranked every Mario game.
Here we go.
Now what?
Tokyo Blur is neat. That's about it. I have this new Super Mario Bros. U poster. If that's not enough for you, I also have a new Super Mario Bros. U pillowcase. I f***ing sleep on this game. Did you know there are official trading cards for this game? I used to own them, but I don't have them anymore. I wish I still did. DK Jungle is cool, just very forgettable, which is weird to say. This track was designed specifically by Retro to simulate the feel of the game, but it doesn't hit the highs for me that I desperately wanted to hit. I like the temple, the secret glider ramp, and the ending split path, but this can't be it. Maybe if I actually play Donkey Kong Country Returns, I'll appreciate it more, but for now, it sits pretty comfortably here. At Celestial Tower, we got a Litwick. Wow, what a cool encounter! I hope we don't kill that surf from a normal physical attacker is enough. Neo Bowser City gets too much hate, and I don't know why. I looked it up, and the main reason people don't like it is because they have a skill issue. How is yet another overly friendly rival, and he's more egregious because he was the first to pick the starter weak to yours. I understand why they did that, but it takes out so much strategy and makes the game a lot easier. You could go the entire game without a counter to your rival starter, but now it's a guarantee. And that's all my flaws with How. And get ready for this one. Tootron. Amazing nickname. A 10 out of 10, brother human. Good job. A great thing that makes these levels are the fantastic tracks accompanying them as you traverse through them. The jazzy feel that this game has is so unique and gives a lot of the tracks their own distinct feel from the rest of the series' soundtrack. They're such a vibe. Could go way further when covering them. Beginning stuff transpires, and I choose Oshawott as my first Pokemon because this school thing required research, and I found out that he was the best one for a Nuzlocke. I named him Oswald. Say hi, Oswald! Bowser is at his most menacing here, taking the entire castle grounds by storm and completely uprooting Peach's castle. Even after going to space, you couldn't stop him. So, you go and catch bunnies in the peaceful, serene landscape of space, with the track in the background complementing it super well. Your first takedown of Bowser's equipment for the game is amazing and a great tutorial. The Comet Observatory is an amazing hub world and the best in the series. The layout of each location is perfect and fits the aesthetic well. Then you get into your first mission here, Dino Piranha. Absolutely magical and sets the rest of the precedent for the game. You go to Honey Hive, Loop-de-Loop, take down Megaleg, Space Junk, Battle Rock, Ghostly, Bowie Base, Gusty Garden, Freeze Flame, Toy Time, Melting Molten. Oh my god, every level is perfect! Every single one listed and more is a complete joy from start to finish and makes this game as special as it is. If you walk off the edge, prepare to turn on Sun Gravity. They're missing common features like eyes that stand out, normal amounts of limbs, coherent faces. Our encounter for Verbatim Complex is... This area counts as a different area. Our encounter is Pidove. Male. I'll actually enjoy using this. Toys to Life sure was an era. Bowser Jr. is at his absolute best here, with Mega Hammer and the Boomsday Machine being really stellar bosses. Using Yoshi to aim back bullet bills is just so fun, and going around hitting every orb makes for a great boss fight. The Boomsday Machine just uses the Cloud Flower, which already makes it amazing. Using your clouds to climb up while also timing your hits gives way for a great final confrontation with Bowser Jr., beating the Pretty Land King Caliente rematch from the original. Another character who's at his best here is Luigi. He's either really boring as an NPC just existing, or an entirely playable character who usually gets chosen over Mario for his cooler abilities. In Galaxy 2, he'll spawn at the start of stars occasionally, allowing you to play as him for that specific star. This is perfect. He's still playable in all of his high jump glory, but he's not always present, so Mario has his time to shine. And going off of that, from my knowledge, Samantha Kelly, Kenny James, and Katie I'm gonna mispronounce, Segoyan, I don't know. The voice of Bowser Jr. Anyways, and Diddy, there was no surprise there, but Funky Kong, oh, that's great. Him alone was my second favorite part of the Direct. I think you can guess what my favorite part was. So, Diddy and Funky fill in those last two slots. Neat. Well, that concludes the character roster. Are you kidding me? Turns out more than two are joining, with Pauline coming too. And we're not done. We got a huge representative from New Super Mario Bros. U. One that many people have been clamoring for. Nah, Peachette. Why? Nobody online wants her in. Why would you end with that? Smash Bros. Has more than these 6 in the game. Kind of. Is replacing social media with a game where cats make the same soup over and over good? No. Game Boy NSO, are we finally getting red and blue? What the fuck? Rosalina's Ice World was surely a pick. Compared to the other 2 wildcard picks, it doesn't hit the same heights. It also didn't help that since this was in the last wave, this was the culprit for replacing many good tracks. Like seriously, this was our pick when they had much better picks, including other picks from 7? Anyways, that aside, this was probably the best track to receive a remake from 7. The half pipes and additional shortcuts really add to the layout, and the beauty of the track in both terms was highlighted to the jump to an HD console. It's pleasant, but that's kinda it. Some bullshit parts of the original 64 have been improved drastically. For example, TikTok clock. In 64, if you made one simple mistake, that can easily kill you. Here, just adding some extra ground to protect it is enough to make this my favorite level in the game, and the only level I got all of the main stars in my most recent playthrough.
But yeah, I really liked the Bowser amiibo because, like, you got all of the spikes around it. Like, it's just fun to grip, like this. Because you got the entire spiked shell, the spikes on the tail, spikes on, like, the cuffs, his hands. Like, it's fun to mess around. Also, like, the chest, and in the hair, and the horns, yeah, and the mouth. Bowser is a pretty cool amiibo.
This is still one of the best experiences in the Mario series, and part of that is the movement. This is the best that Mario has ever felt, and I don't know how to top it. Every single movement option is buttery smooth, with me constantly rolling, long jumping, triple jumping, and ground pound jumping, and that's only a fraction of your movement. Cappy makes the rest of it, combining your cap throws to traverse large chasms. The other cap throw varieties are also cool and great for offense. And yet another capability of this is capturing. Controlling your enemies is a great idea, letting you do so many cool things. Bullet Bills, Uproots, and Gushions are some standout captures. Route 11, I caught Amoongus. I never used him, it's just Mogus funny. You know, for being Tour's most known non-city track, it took a while for Piranha Plant Cove to come to aid. And what makes it funny is Piranha Plant Pipeline is cursed to eternal damnation. Castelia City we go, and on Route 4 I encountered a Sandile. He is Paraguay. Yeah! The real star, though, are the Pokemon exclusive Z Crystals. They're the best animated and give off the impact that massive damage just occurred. Not enough to be considered amazing, though. I mean, Smash literally had to specify that their version was a whole lot more detailed and powerful by putting a max next to malicious moonsault. Toad's turnpike shape is pretty simple. A figure 8? Boring. Boom! Cars! Instant classic. It definitely was in that order, don't look it up. To freshen up the remake, anti-gravity walls. Boom! Great remake. It might have been in that order, I'm definitely more confident on that. It gets very frantic, and trying to glide above the starting bridge is the utmost pleasure, especially when the game tells you to. Go ahead, possibly break the game. They did prevent you from doing it though, literally crying RN. Also, out of the main levels of the main 6 worlds, only worlds 3 and 6 aren't a straight line. That's right. 4 of the worlds in this game, and maybe the special 3 that I skipped because I didn't want to play this game, are just straight lines with some extra stuff behind star coin slides and secret exits. This was truly the presents of all time. Do I think Alola holds the best game in the series? No. Gens 5, 9, and Legends Arceus are much better. However, I think this is where Game Freak tried their hardest. They completely shifted away from a lot of staple features, and they made this look the best possible that they could. And this game, considering the time, is probably the best looking aside from pixel art because you can't go wrong with that. That's not really a compliment. I mean, they still have some of those camera tricks and blackout screens, but at least there's that feeling that they tried. Scarlet and Violet, as great as they are definitely lacking in that area. These games are too overhated and deserve to stand among the greats. Or at least a tier below. Thank you for coming to my propaganda speech. Thwomp Ruins is somehow a first for Mario Kart, being the first track to be based off of, well, ancient ruins. That is not true in the slightest. Dry Ruins exists, but I heard that somewhere and it's been bugging me forever. So, what was the game to bring this series of Amiibo into fruition? Well, it's an important milestone in the Mario franchise. It released on the Wii U and sold 2.2 million copies, which is huge for the console. None other than, are you kidding me? The Cloudflower is one of the best power-ups in this series, and it might actually be the best. Before I played this game, I watched a lot of YouTube videos with parts talking about how amazing it was, wondering how it could actually be that good. If you feel that way, it's that good. Simply just making your jumps floatier and higher without making it hard to control and also making you tiny and weak is great, and creating your own platforms allows for really cool platforming. To replace Milky Way, I caught a Pilot Swine and named it Butter and evolved it. I can't wait to use it. Hey, this is pretty good. Well then. June is where Nintendo would post their E3 Direct, but we all know what happened there. And these walls don't look like the inside of a washing machine anymore. Absolute godsend. They were definitely my biggest issue with the original. Speaking of Baba, he's neat. It's fun to trash on him, but that's about it. Anyways, Guzma! Sky High Sundae is not that interesting. Just look at the map. I mean, we already have 3 other ovals already, and oh wait, all 3 of these tracks are some of the best in the game. For ones that suck, you got Donald Trump over here, Mr. McFatcheeks 1 and 2, a punching crab with a punchable face, Discount Golden Girls, this f***ing fish, and wannabe Paradox Pokemon. The main power-up is the Super Leaf again to get those Mario 3 fans to buy the game. Something they did for the literal previous game. But at least 3D Land had the Boomerang Flower and a cool concept. What's new Mario 2's concept? Coins. And to help you get more coins, they added the Gold Flower, which is actually super cool. I do want this to return because it's overpowered in the best way. It still requires a bit of skill to use it. However, the coins pose a really glaring issue of the game. 100 coins equals a life. That's been a standard since the very first game. So how many lives do you think you'll get out of the game that force feeds you coins at every single level? You'll average about 400 to 500 coins per level, so lives basically don't matter at all. A game over is the rarest thing in the game, and it has an overpowered power-up that's only in a few levels. It's just the white bread of the tracks in this game. The problem is that this game is loaded with banana bread, and lemon bread, and pound cake, and that weird strawberry swirl bread, and coffee cake, and I don't know, a fucking baguette. Some of my favorites are the one where you run on Munchers, the super blue one here, and the brilliant first level that sets the stage. Wii Rainbow Road was the absolute best choice to end the DLC. While not the best the Booster Course Pass has to offer, it's pretty damn close to that. The really sharp turns coupled with the excellent half-pipes along with the Rainbow Tube and multitude of boosts, it's clear to see that this course was done justice. They even brought back the burning up into the atmosphere even though 8's Lakitu works completely differently. That's attention to detail. Anti-gravity just works for this track. They put the entire track in it, which simply just makes sense. The crazy twists and turns that this track provides really call for it. And the music is excellent. A perfect cover of it that's so triumphant and filled with life. It just sounds so great, like any Rainbow Road track should. And aside from Big Blue, this is my favorite song in the game, outfitting both of the last track and bottom right corner cup.
But it is really cool actually, because if I turn off the lights here... Oh, it doesn't have charge. Anyways, it glows in the dark. I'll probably get footage later of it actually glowing in the dark. I do want to show it. Just editor me, add it in post. Right here. Wow, guys, it's glowing. That's crazy. Ooh, it's so spooky.
The shines are all fun. The power-ups from 3D World are still great. Plus, he got really expanded to what felt like a novelty in the original to an essential part of gameplay here. And these cats are so cute. I love them. They've been my computer wallpaper for years. I changed my Switch profile icon to 1 quickly after beating the game. In the level Icicle Caverns, you go through a cold cave, but with all the moving platforms, abundance of ice, and icicles falling from the sky, it can be quite difficult. Luckily, it's on a split path. Scaling the mountainside is a much better level unless you're playing Luigi U, where Ice Light Expressway is a clear victor. This, and the fact that it lacks the innovations that came with later games, put it this slow. Still, a great experience, and I can't thank it enough for what it did to the world. It's just rated this low because the series gets much better later on. I am struggling to remember anything this game had to offer. I was shocked when the Pokemon died later because I felt invincible, free from death, ignorant to its presence. Watch Puss in Boots 2. The main three, Skylanders, Disney Infinity, LEGO Dimensions, which was a one-off game that didn't do much, and I never owned any of the Skylanders games. At Reversal Mountain, we run into a Trapinch. Wow, what a cool encounter. I hope we don't kill— oh, that foul play using Trapinch's attack kills it. The Comet Observatory finally traveling after all this time is rewarding, and so is seeing it demolish the surrounding airships. I get chills when Rosalina says,
Go, Mario!
as my final goal awaits. This level is a masterpiece, taking your previous experiences and turning them into a sandwich of disorganized ideas. Your final battle is super climactic, aided with the score, having you fight Bowser in multiple arenas, all with a different way of fighting him. It's the closest the series has felt to a completely matched one-on-one. Hitting him back and forth while he spins is triumphant and an amazing final boss. It's so satisfying and a great cap-off to the gameplay part, but then you get to the black hole. It's just so powerful to see the universe fall apart, feeling like this is the end, and yet turn out to be beautiful with its rebirth, as Mario's welcoming echoes through the end of the game. Hey, thanks for watching this year. It was not the best at the start of it, but we really hit hard at the end of it. 2 50-minute videos pretty much back to back. It's insane to look back at, so I'd say 2023 was a really good year for content. We didn't have any, like, super humongous hits like Breath of the Wild last year, but, like, that's fine. It was still an amazing year. And I hope to see you next year in 2024. I got a couple of videos planned, and I'm really excited to make them. So, see you then.